Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to discuss this story. I think this story demonstrates the consequences of bad policies. It demonstrates the consequences of encouraging crime, making excuses for people rather than cracking down on crime. And I think we're seeing that today. And the people who suffer the most are the people who vote Democrat. So Target has announced that they are closing 9 stores across the country. But where these store closures are occurring are in cities that have a lot in common.
Target announced that it will close 9 of its stores, including the one on 117th Street in Harlem. The stores will shutter for good on October 21st.
And as Fox 5's Arthur Chan reports, Target's blaming the closures on ongoing problems with theft and violence.
I just come out of there. I got me some eggs, some bananas, some avocados.
Anthony uses it for his groceries, and David is here for a birthday present.
I just bought a little something for my son, whose birthday is today.
Countless residents in East Harlem rely on this Target on East 117th Street, but now Target says it's closing this store in a matter of weeks, citing rampant shoplifting that threatens the safety of employees and customers.
They come here, they steal. And I told them, they're hurting the neighborhood.
This woman has worked at this Target location since it opened in 2010. She asked not to be identified, but shared with us her frustration with shoplifters who often come in mobs emptying shelves.
They thought they was being smart and everything, running in, running out. Just disrespectful to this store. You understand what I'm saying? They just disrespected the store to the tires. Now there's not going to be no more Target. Now what they're going to do? Now what's going to happen to this neighborhood?
Surveillance videos like these routinely show brazen levels of criminal activity. Shoplifting on a large scale has become a national crisis, costing retailers over $112 billion in losses last year, according to a National Retail Federation survey. Target's East Harlem store is one of 9 locations it's closing nationwide, all for the same reason. Other locations include San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle.
We may see other stores closing locations too, specifically in those big metro areas where, the cost of rent is high. So it's really making a bigger impact on those stores.
CVS, the Rite Aids, they're all closing. These guys are shoplifting left and right, and it's horrible.
Not only is there a cost to this neighborhood, but this impacts all of the employees who work at this location. Target says they're going to try to absorb everybody into other Target stores. The residents here have some choice advice for shoplifters.
Get a job.
The lights will go out here permanently on October 21st at the Target in East River Plaza. Arthur Chien, Fox 5 News.
Where these store closures are occurring are in cities where they have liberal mayors, states that have liberal governors, where they have soft on crime policies that have basically decriminalized shoplifting because they don't prosecute. They don't prosecute for shoplifting anymore to the fullest extent of the law. You don't even have to post bail. You're released the same day if you even are arrested. And what we're seeing is Target, which is a woke company, which as far as I'm concerned has encouraged this insanity. That's why I don't shop there anymore. That's why a lot of people I know don't shop there anymore. People were boycotting Target just like they boycotted Bud Light for good reason. And now they're facing the consequences. And at least they're being honest about it. So they're closing these stores due to crime, due to theft. Their profits can't keep up with the amount of money they are losing due to people going into the store and walking out without paying, not even trying to hide it. Gone are the days where shoplifters hide things under their clothing. Gone are those days. People are literally just walking into these stores, filling up their shopping carts and walking out.
Welcome back, everybody. Target says that it will close 9 stores in major cities across the country, citing violence, theft, and organized retail crime. It's going to be closing 1 store in New York City's Harlem neighborhood, 2 locations in Seattle, 3 stores in San Francisco and the Oakland area, and 3 more in Portland, Oregon. What does this all have in common? Yeah, places where they have seen organized crime and places where you don't get prosecuted to the full extent of the law. DAs look the other way. Target said we cannot continue operating these stores because theft and organized retail crime are threatening the safety of our team and guests and contributing to unsustainable business performance. The company went on to say that before they made the decision, they invested heavily in strategies to try and prevent and stop theft. Things like adding more security team members, using third-party guard services, implementing theft deterrent tools across the business. Now, the CFO said back in May that they believe that theft and shrinkage is what they call it, theft and shrinkage would be $500 million worse this year than last year. $500 million additionally lost to theft and other issues like this. Shares of Target are down more than 25% year to date. But
organized crime doesn't. It just has a connotation of, you know, you see like the guys over in Brooklyn hanging out at the social club or something. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about mobs, that the cops are so many that the cops are overwhelmed and the employees are overwhelmed.
Well, they know exactly what to walk in to get. They know what the high-end items are. They know
organized in that there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Not organized in any case, you know, there's not any capos there or button men or any, it's not that.
No, but they know exactly what they can get the most money for, what they can
not
fence
calling it what
online.
it really is. It's a mob.
By the way, what Target says they're doing for part of this is they're hosting store walks with members of Congress, state legislators, city officials, district attorneys, law enforcement, and local community partners to try and educate them on what they're doing to combat retail theft and organized retail crime. The NRF, the National Retail Federation, says that this is a huge issue for stores around the country, and they've been pushing for a long time to try and change rules, try to get pushback, try to change laws, and make those laws enforceable to prosecute people who are doing these things.
And in a lot of these stores, staff aren't even allowed to call the police. They don't even call the police anymore, for whatever reason. We heard about the case in Lulumelon, where employees were fired for calling the police. And obviously, an employee shouldn't have to risk their life because you don't know if someone's armed, you don't know if somebody's going to react violently towards you. So a lot of employees just consider it more bother than it's worth, and they don't get involved. Some still do, though.
Man, let my person go. Man, look. Give me a person, man. Give me a person. Give me a person, man. You can't give a person, man.
And that's admirable, but it's a losing battle. You know why? Because from the very top, this behavior has been endorsed. This behavior has been encouraged. In fact, it's even been considered racist to crack down on such behavior. Letting you know exactly what they think of black people, by the way. I've seen people of all races shoplifting in these videos that go viral online. I've seen people of all races doing it. But because of these woke policies that consider it racist to reprimand shoplifters, that consider it some sort of violation of somebody's rights to actually hold them accountable, crime is now out of control. We have the usual suspects: Seattle, Portland, Oakland, New York City. That's where they're closing their stores because of theft, because of crime. And you know who's going to suffer? The people who live in these communities. Not just Target as well. We're hearing about CVS closing multiple stores, hundreds of stores. We're going to get into that too. So you can't go down the road and buy your groceries. You're going to have to go further and further away. You can't go down the road and get your medication because these stores are closing. And the people who live there are the ones who are going to suffer. They're the ones who are going to have less choice, less options. They're going to have to go to the more expensive stores. Those are the only ones that are going to be available, and those are going to leave too. Why would they stick around? They're picking up and leaving, and I don't blame them. Even woke Target. Target's getting what it deserves, as far as I'm concerned. But I can't blame them for picking up and leaving. You can't run a business where everything is free, where people think they can walk in and help themselves. That's not how a business is run. That's not how a business survives. They're not running a charity. Then we have our politicians on a national scale encouraging it and saying that they're stealing because of food. They're stealing because they're hungry. They're stealing bread.
They need to feed their child and they don't have money. So you maybe have to, they're put in a position where they feel like they either need to shoplift some bread or go hungry that night. Shoplift some bread.
In Philadelphia, we had people looting an Apple store. A protest that turned into a bunch of looting happened in Philadelphia recently.
Ow! Ow! happening. Oh my God, mama. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. This is real. This is real. God won. God won. God won. God won. Free iPhones. Free iPhones. Free iPhones. Look, security running.
Oh shit, I saw it.
Yeah, man.
Yo, listen.
Man. We good now, your son doing fine. You can chill in the hood now. Keep your feet up. I'm about to run me some good now. Yo, what's that sound? What's that sound? What's that sound?
That's the.
Oh shoot! Everybody throwing free iPhones. Let me see the iPhone. Oh my God, I want that. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Go to iPad too. They check the iPad too. They check. Oh my God. Oh my God.
These phones, bro, y'all gotta break it. That's what they track, bro.
Oh, this is crazy. Oh my God, this is crazy. Ain't nothing. Oh my God, all these iPhones. And they still going on. Oh my God. Put that shit. Oh my God. Yo, this is crazy. Oh my God, this is crazy. Ain't nothing, ain't nothing.
Walking out with iPhones, for goodness sake. Don't tell me that these people are hungry. These people are opportunists. And these opportunities have been created by our lawmakers. These opportunities have been created by woke mayors, by soft on crime policies. So if you open the door, people are going to walk in and help themselves. It's as simple as that. Target closes 9 stores, including NYC location, citing theft and employee safety. That's another factor. Poor employees don't even know what they're going to deal with when they go to work. Target is pulling up stakes in Harlem because of rampant theft and violence. One of 9 stores the discount chain plans to shutter in crime-riddled cities nationwide, the company said Tuesday. The big box retailer, which opened the East Harlem location to great fanfare in 2010 as a revitalization of the neighborhood, announced it will close all 9 stores on October 21. Now, how sad is that? He would have imagined that 13 years later, they were going to have to close this store and many others because of crime, because of theft. When this store initially opened, it was considered a new beginning in this area, was considered jobs coming into the area, more choice for the residents. And how sad that it's come to this now, 13 years later. The other locations to be shuttered are in San Francisco, Seattle, and Portland, Oregon. All cities with progressive prosecutors who refuse to go after shoplifters, despite the growing scourge of organised retail theft since the pandemic. These are the consequences that we are seeing today. And we tried to warn you. We tried to warn you. When we were seeing everything unfold in 2020, people walking in and looting, number one, what are you doing destroying your own community? What are you doing destroying your own local businesses, including many black-owned businesses? These businesses aren't going to be magically rebuilt. Many of those businesses were never rebuilt, never recovered, are gone, and will never return because of all that looting and chaos that occurred. And it's still going on today. I'm sure these people carry on voting Democrats too. And let's not forget the whole defund the police. The police in these inner city areas don't even have time to deal with shoplifters anymore. They don't even have time to investigate it. Even if there's CCTV, it doesn't matter. I mean, these people are all over the internet. They've gone viral all over X, all over Facebook, whatever, TikTok. And it doesn't matter. We know who these people are. They're not even hiding their face. They're filming themselves committing crime and bragging about it. So the police, their hands are tied. Especially if you're in one of these cities that talk about defunding the police all the time. So CVS are talking about closing 900 stores. 900 stores.
Mass looting overnight in Philly. Speaking of wild video, police say about 100 masked teenagers targeted several major retail stores like Apple, Foot Locker, Lululemon. Only 15 to 20 of them have been arrested.
It's an unbelievable night in Philadelphia, and this comes as Target announces it will close 9 stores across New York City, Portland, Seattle, Oakland, and San Francisco. And the company says it's a direct result of crime, and they aren't the only major brand closing stores. CVS says it will close 900 stores by 2024 to move business online and avoid shoplifting.
Cheryl Casoni from our sister network Fox Business joins us now. Cheryl, what other choice did these stores have?
Well, that's the problem, and we knew this was coming, in particular from Target. This is not a surprise, because when they, the last 2 earnings reports that they've put out to Wall Street, they have said, they call it shrink. Shrink is theft. It's organized theft. It is theft. And these are billions now of dollars that these companies are telling Wall Street we can't continue to operate under these business conditions. We've seen this with Walmart in Chicago and Whole Foods, same thing. So this story isn't new. But what I think the hard part for these communities, these are the communities that need a Target. They need these stores, and they're not going to have them anymore. So basically, Target did put out a statement about these 900 stores, about these 9 stores that are closing. They said basically, we know that our stores serve an important role in their communities, but we can only be successful if the working and shopping environment is safe for all. And they're talking about their employees, to be clear here. And National Retail Federation, they did a report, and businesses lost basically over $110 billion because of retail crime. That was in 2022. So to be clear here, not a surprise to anyone, but it's really unfortunate between CVS and with Target. I think that there's going to be more stories like this. You're going to see more stores closing. Look, how many times have you gone into a Dwayne Reed here in New York City? Everything is locked up. That is not, I mean, something's going to have to give.
Yeah.
Something's going to have to change in these cities.
It is true about everything being locked up, and then it just becomes such a chore to try and get something as simple as shampoo. So you go, you know what, I'm going to buy it online.
And so that's also
another issue.
The consumer behavior has changed, to be clear. I mean, that's not.
But to your point, with places like Target that have grocery stores, these inner cities are now going to become even more food deserts, and that just hurts these communities.
Yeah, and people lose their jobs too.
And the communities suffer.
Yeah.
A lot of elderly people who can't travel too far, they rely on going to CVS for their medication, to pick up their prescriptions. People who don't drive, especially in like New York City and areas like that. I'm sorry, I couldn't believe when I went to Seattle. I don't go there too often, but you know, I went there. And I could not believe what was locked up. It made me think, wow, maybe people are stealing food, because the beef jerky was locked up, for goodness sake. I've never in my life seen beef jerky locked up. But you know what wasn't locked up? The alcohol. People were asking me to buy them alcohol, things like that. I said no, but I guarantee you they went in there and got it anyway. So by next year, hundreds of stores, hundreds of CVSs around our country will be gone. And the people who went in there and stole, you have them to thank. The politicians who are soft on crime, who refuse to prosecute, you have them to thank. So, they're saying that a lot of these big chains, they're still trying to adjust after the pandemic. They're still trying to adjust to the way things deteriorated. And can you imagine the small businesses, the local businesses? If this is happening to CVS, the local smaller retailers do not stand a chance. Would you go to these cities and start a business? It's certainly not going to attract business owners. It's certainly not going to attract new enterprise. And now we're moving more and more towards online retailing. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that's a good idea. I think everybody should have options that they can walk to. Everyone should have local options, whether they're jumping into their car for 10 minutes or walking up the road. People should have those options. And it's a shame that those times are going to be behind us. More and more online shopping. How's that for the environment? With all these deliveries, having to rely on getting everything online, it puts us more at the mercy of the system. Transportation system. Truckers being able to deliver things. What happens if the truckers can't work or the truckers go on strike? Really don't like the idea of that. So again, if there's anybody who thinks it's a good idea to go into the store and take stuff, You're not only hurting some big corporation, you're hurting the employees, you're hurting people in the local community, and you're hurting yourself. Well, I guess you don't really care because you don't pay for things anyway, so it probably won't affect you. But when there's any online shopping available, then what? You can't rely on stealing anymore, at least. So let me know what you think. Share your thoughts below. Thank you for the 10,000 subscribers. Thank you for all of the super thanks, all of your kind comments, and disagreeing respectfully. So take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video.